Good day, friends and well wishers. It's April the 12th and the year is 2022. Trying to share some of my thoughts with regards to the current development on the world stage with regards to Russian Ukrainian war. As you would probably know, US has imposed the sanctions on Russia, and as you know, this is a proxy war of United States with its gang members or the NATO forces against Russia. Literally, it's the it's a war between the American military-industrial complex, which is probably the richest business the conglomerate or cartel or whichever way you want to or even cabal or whichever way you want to say look at it, but it's the military industrial complex against the uh, Russian or the Putin's war machinery. I mean, military industrial complex manufactures weapons of all kinds, namely, the ships, the every ship that every kind of military vessel or ship you would think you can imagine, uh, and every kind of missiles and the fighter planes, and suffice to say, it's manufactures war equipments and, for a lack of better word, let's say munition. So, military industrial complex is an organization which has a great deal of clout in the American uh, American government, and the budget alone for military industrial annual budget alone for the military industrial complex is said to be used to be $1 trillion, and now I know they were asking for 1.2 trillion at all taxpayers dollars. And for those who cannot have no concept of a trillion, it is the easiest way to conceive in your mind. $1 trillion is, assume you're spending $1 million every single day of your life. And most of us, probably 99% of us, have not n- have not seen probably $1 million in our life. But regardless, let's say you spend $1 million every single day of your life. To spend $1 trillion, it will take 3,000, close to 3,000 years. So uh, I guess that would help you to conceive or conceptualize how much is $1 trillion. So just imagine it's $1 trillion. Now they wanted 1.22 trillion dollars from the Congress. All I don't know if it was approved, but they wield the military industrial complex wield a great deal of clout in the Congress, in the government, and they when there is an American colloquial expression when money talks, BS walks. So I mean, that's what it is. With money, you can buy anybody in the government or anywhere. Everybody has a price, right? People's integrity and I guess the honesty, that is foolproof, or let's say that would resist doing anything unethical. Regardless, for the right price, people can be persuaded. If somebody says, okay, if you if you offer $1 million, if somebody says, what do you think, I'm that kind of person, take this money, get lost before I report you. But the same person, if you for 1 million, he's resisting, but and give throw him 25 million, he would still resist. Throw him 100 million, you can see his resistance is breaking. That's how powerful is money. That's the power of money. So with money, you can virtually, unless someone is a conditioned soul who would not do anything morally and ethically wrong, there are people like that. They are few and far between. Uh, the rest of us, yes, came into. Everybody has a price. That's how much their character and integrity and the moral worth is. So it breaks uh, when the right amount of money is proffered. That said, so military industrial complex, right? Not sure if they got the Congress approved the 1.2 trillion, or I don't know what's the current budget is, but it used to be $1 trillion every year, every single year. When they manufacture all this war equipment, what do you think they want? Do they like to see the peace prevailing in the world? No, right? So they have a way of manipulating both sides, creating unrest, need be terrorism, and to fight terror and to give the weapons and start the game. And on the other side, they would sell their weapons to the forces that are to the entities that are fighting against terrorism. This is how the unrest in all the countries in the world is created. This is one way they see, the terrorists, whatever kind. They need, they can be easily persuaded because they want to fight and they don't have the weapons, and you offer the weapons, and then when it comes to the forefront, you sell the weapons to the other side that's fighting the terrorism. This is what you call playing both sides, and money is in the center of it, and the the that's just to give for you to get an idea. With the Ukraine-Russian war, the U.S. is making mints of money, and military-industrial complex is really smiling all the way to the bank. And so, but on the forefront, or in the uh, like on the surface, or on the outside, they would always talk about, oh, humanity, this war is totally how do you what do you say, totally barbaric, and this is that, this and the other. We condemn the war, but they play both sides. That's how it goes. uh, and they would call Putin a warmonger, who is a demon, he's a Satan, and who Zelensky a hero, a patriot, and all that kinds. They even called him Spartacus and whatnot. If Zelensky was a patriot and Putin was a Satan or demon, if what's the difference between a patriot and a terrorist? There's no difference. Uh, the whole point is, so what makes the difference? What makes the distinction? The only distinction between a patriot and a terrorist is who is ruling at the time, right? If the ruling power changes, a patriot becomes a terrorist, and a terrorist becomes a patriot. Simply that. So if they are calling Putin, if they are saying Zelensky a patriot, and he's a And everything Putin is accused of, Zelensky is doing. Uh, they accuse Putin of running a autocratic state or whatever, a dictator. But what is Zelensky doing? Recently, the broadcast stations in Ukraine, as I understand, three stations. I think who said this? This is Tulsi Gabbard, the U.S. Congresswoman, said this. She's a uh, very very smart woman and speaks. Although she belongs to a party, but when she has to express her views, it comes out rather objective. That I like about her, without just supporting the party she belonged to. She just tends to speak out more objectively, more without a bias, without favoring one side or the other. So I heard her saying that not Putin, I mean Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, shut down the TV stations that criticized him, and and I'm sorry, it's not the TV station. Let me correct myself here. Just a moment. Yes, correcting myself. What Tulsi Gabbard said was Ukraine is not a democracy. Why? Ukrainian President Zelensky uh, wants to hold on to power. Therefore, he recently shut down three TV stations that criticized him and his policies. Uh, this happened with the U.S. support, right? Not only that, he imprisoned the opposition political party that came second in the elections, and its leaders were imprisoned with U.S. support. Wow, that's something for a democratic leader, right? These are the people who are criticizing Putin. I'm not saying Putin is the saint by any means, but the ones who are, see, it's like the Satan preaching sermon, or like the other hackneyed phrase. It's like the pot calling the kettle black. These guys, I'm telling you, they talk like they are the saviors of humanity, and what do? They are no different. They are all what is Zelensky doing? The Ukrainian people are so. It's so heartrending to see the people don't see that, right? Zelensky is going to get rich in this war, no matter, even if it becomes a much more serious conflict, and as they fear, becomes a global, I guess, like a world war of some kind. Still, all these people, the leaders that we elected, are going to see, they have money for like that you can't even remotely imagine. For probably next 50 generations, 100 generations, they will amass the wealth, the money from war. As I said, the example to for you to conceptualize $1 trillion. How much is a trillion? They say in the world there are no trillions, but there are dynasties, not individuals. In the world there are no trillionaires. They only account for the billionaires, individuals, but trillionaires are dynasties, families. So anyway, how much is a trillion? How much? How long does it take to spend a trillion? At the rate of spending 1 million every day, it's going to take close to 3,000 years, right? So much money. See these people, the billionaires, no matter how much, when you there are about 2,800, less than 3,000 billionaires in the world. No matter how much money you have, they are never happy. And these political leaders that we elect, they want to belong to the billionaire clubs. That's where they're going. and war is a quick way to get there. All right. And who are the sacrificial lambs in the process? It's the people suffer. Ukrainian people suffer, their children, their babies. It's not the American children or the NATO leaders children or any other country. It's the Ukrainian people. Why the people don't see what their leader is trying to do? uh, he is he's selling his country to United States, but does United States really care? No, they are trying to make money. You need a, they will offer him what he wants. He'll get immensely rich, and he doesn't want. Once you there in the billionaire club, you don't need anything. You just recently we had news coming out of Ukraine. Ex-ministers, former minister's wife tried to escape to the neighboring country. In the border they stopped. I mean, she is fleeing as a refugee. In a suitcase, two suitcases. In one suitcase she had 28 million dollars US on one suitcase. The other suitcase she had 1.3 million euros. This person, this woman is said to be a former ministers, and see, a wife. Where does ministers get a salary just like anybody else? But how does a minister's wife was able to get away with 28 million dollars and 1.3 million euros? Where did this money come? It's all people's money, right? So this is the democracy they have. This is the kind of leaders they have. Mind you, this is not even a minister, someone who is presently holding a portfolio. It's an ex-minister, an erstwhile minister. So that's what it is. So don't know why people don't see it, and people are always the vast majority of the world, 80% is ignorant, uh, misinformed, disinformed by the ruling powers using the media power. All the media corporations are owned by these ruling financial establishments and the individuals who call the shots. And the leaders we elect are the collective consciousness of our collective consciousness, which is being influenced by the propaganda, and we tend to elect these people, and these people do not work for the masses who elect them. They pander to them in the electoral process, rallies, and they spend rallies and meetings and interviews and whatnot. They get the message across through using the media, completely brainwashing us. And some of us who are aware of it sometimes do vote for them, having no choice. They come to power, but whose money they spent for these election campaigns? It's all the financial establishment, the mega corporations and the cartels. Who do you think they will work for? The voter who just cast the ballot and screaming there is democracy. You have democracy just one day, on the day you vote, you cast your vote, and for 4 or 5 years you kiss democracy goodbye, and again you will have democracy on the next election day. This is how it goes, folks. I don't know why people don't see it. People are misinformed, disinformed, and they buy the propaganda narrative, and it is sad, and the innocent people are the victims always, and the very leaders they elect, they sell, not just sell their soul, they sell their country, and they sell their uh, the welfare and the well-being of the people to a power that's manipulating from the other end. This is how it goes. Should I say any more? I guess that would suffice for now. Thank you for patiently listening. Bye now.